Welcome back to the second channel. Just a thought you were safe from the last 3 days of hell on the stock exchange, even though some have recuperated modest amounts, Americans and European ones. Well, Trump's just put his foot in it, didn't he? He's going to spark off a trade war with China. Obviously, China refused and said F to Washington, and obviously Trump has added more tariffs, all the goods coming from China. China is a powerhouse and has a very developed industrial complex. Even you don't even think the cheap stuff which you find in the shops are crap. They're capable of doing more better things. Now that crap will cost you more in America now. And the Chinese are not very happy of what his threats from Trump and what he's done so far. He's just only destroying trade, global trade. Protection, your own market. America hasn't got no manufacturing capacity like Europe, which is 10 years absolutely behind China. They are. China has said a capacity that of America when it was in World War II, double. And with the allies which they have, Russians, Iranians, North Koreans, China, can probably take, with not so much fatigue, Taiwan. Taiwan, for the West, is essential when it comes to electronics, whether it's consumer or military, because they make the most latest chips, the AI chips. And obviously in the Middle East, in the area of where Iran is, the Red Sea, places like that, in the last 12 hours it's been reported a record amounts of shipments of weaponry and so-called allegedly up to 300,000 troops scattered in various Middle Eastern countries which are friendly with America, before they can start any type of invasion or war with Iran. Leaked plans were they're going to do a ground battle in Yemen, a sovereign country. Americans want to eliminate the Houthis. And then they're going to start thinking about them dealing with Tehran themselves. But you can't send ground soldiers in Iran. There's a mountainous country, and all these so-called military complexes, they're 500 meters underground in mountains. Even if with the heaviest bomb you do no to next damage to these complexes, you may have to use the nuclear tipped ordnance, create a radiological situation with use of these so-called bombs, or you manage to destroy some type of enrichment of uranium or plutonium. And there you create a radiological event or disaster scenario. And that means they're legitimate to use nuclear weapons upon America. America is not going on on this with no approval from the UN. UN doesn't count anything anymore. It's just a so-called useless institution like the European Union. The Russians have intercepted 3 Russian planes. I don't know whether they invaded Russian airspace in that area. Probably they made it or not. When I was in Ukraine, there was a place, one town or city, which was missiled or bombed by the Russians. And this civilian so-called complex happened to be NATO military personnel. We're talking ranking officers. What the hell the NATO's doing in Ukraine? They said they were staying out of this business, only aiding Ukraine military speaking, weaponry and intelligence and all that stuff. No, there is a direct involvement of NATO in it, and obviously you can hear from France and United Kingdom they want to deploy troops on the ground, which is a concerning issue, because there's a geezer from MI6. They've been saying we're going to have to introduce the conscription or drafting in the United Kingdom due to the so-called geopolitical situation. That means you're going to war. You are sending people to war, which is not a war. And we have to observe what goes on there, so-called global stock exchange, because there's going to be more of these events, losses and gains. It's all a masquerade for the mugs, and it's only the beginning of what's going to come, the so-called Black Swan event, which all these analysts or the finance and stock exchange experts and brokers have been talking about in the last few years. And we have to wait and see. Obviously, everything is in rapid evolution, the escalation, and when we come to no surprise if some global event gets worse in the end, regarding where it's various wars which are going to break up in various regions of the world, or a domino effect of stock exchange in all countries of the world, which will go down like one by one, like dominoes practically.